in the senatorial districts. The issue of the displaced persons and the IDPs, particularly to be specific in those states that were mentioned, and of course the subject of debate here, is a very serious issue. We have to have very coordinated approach to handling the situations in the IDP camps. As a country, we can afford to deal with the situation. We are not a very poor country. I think what we lack is the coordination of how to handle the situations there. And of course, we deploy so much resources, those that we can garner from within our country and those that have been donated. But I think even there is lack of focus, lack of really prudence in the use of utilization of those resources. So what we need to do is to ensure that we have of course, the Committee on Special Duties will be the committee that will be handling the Northeast Development Commission. That will be oversighted by that committee. But we, in addition, need to engage the National Planning Ministry, because those donor agencies that bring in resources should really be cleared. We should know exactly what is being brought and what the IDPs will have. In a situation where majority of the funds will come in only to pay rents and allowances of people from those agencies or donor agencies particularly, I feel it's not acceptable. The bulk of the funds must be spent on the IDPs, not on allowances or rents. So we have to find a common ground with national planning, the Ministry of National Planning, because the Ministry of National Planning is supposed to ensure that every single donation into Nigeria is registered, the purpose is known, and the deployment of such resources are monitored, and we have to do that. I also believe that the Commission for Refugees and Displaced Persons needs to be properly monitored and supervised. This is one agency of government that is supposed to ensure that we handle the affairs of our unfortunate brothers and sisters who are displaced within their country in such a manner that they are able to survive there for not a long time like we experience today. These people are supposed to go back to safe towns and cities that they belong to. I could see some of our senators were even thinking we should build new cities. People have some kind of sentimental and emotional attachments to their places, and therefore we must work hard to secure those places so that our IDPs go back. And in the area of the fight against insurgency, banditry, and the rest of it, I think we are going to hold another summit. And we had a security summit in the 8th Senate, which I was privileged to head. I believe that the recommendations, there are over 20 or about 20, which the Senate at that time all agreed with. We need to know how far those recommendations have been implemented by the executive arm of government. We need to review the implementation if there was any, and if there was none, we need to find out how we can review those recommendations in the current, to address the current situations. This is a separate Senate, and therefore I feel that because we have new people, new senators, distinguished senators bringing different experiences and skills and expertise, we believe that we can add value to what was done before. So we will be able to address the situation militarily. We have to engage with the security agencies, and of course when we had that national summit, we had the collaboration and support of the executive arm of government. Actually, the summit itself was declared open by Mr. President himself, and that was to show the level of cooperation and partnership in that time. So we will do the same thing with the view that we're able to get a better approach, and of course we will have to fund whatever it is, because we cannot ask people to go to fight without giving them the right tools to go and fight. And I want to, at this point, appreciate the commitments of our armed forces. Whatever anybody will say, our soldiers particularly have done so much. Some of them lost their lives, and we have to appreciate them. We appreciate what they have been doing, and we will work hard to ensure that we support them by way of appropriations as much as we can, so that they continue to fight until we succeed by the grace of God. Senate Leader.